What's going on, guys? Soldier Only here from Sports Nerd Web. Welcome to this week's episode of Destiny Unplugged. Now, we got a lot to get into this week. The biggest news this week, obviously, in case if you haven't heard, the makers of the Mega Bloks Destiny action figures might have made a little boo-boo. Now, there was a post that they put up on Amazon advertising some of the future action figure sets that they're going to be coming out with, and they mentioned some stuff in there that doesn't exactly coincide with what we know from Destiny 1. Specifically, they talked about some Cabal action figure called the Red Guard, which there isn't in Destiny. They talked about Lord Shaxx fighting off the Red Guard, the Cabal Red Guard, in the tower, which obviously the tower isn't like a place like a combat space in Destiny 1, and of course there's also been a lot of rumors as to that we might finally be getting a Cabal raid in Destiny 2, or hopefully, or maybe even in some download before. But that's one of the big rumors that has been going around about Destiny 2 even before this came out, was that Destiny 2 was going to focus heavily on the Cabal, and it's no secret that a lot of people in the community would like to see that. Me personally, I would too, because we don't really know a lot about the Cabal. From a VG247.com article on this is about the Mega Bloks leak. A post on the Mega Bloks forums appears to reveal some bits of information about the story of Destiny 2. Mega Bloks is a toy manufacturer specializing in Lego style building blocks. Speaking of which, I actually have some right here. This is actually this little dude here. Some of the fallen ones. I even have a warlock on a sparrow right here too. So they're actually pretty cool. Let's see here. The post cites excuse me. The post cites 3 unannounced sets which have appeared on Amazon ahead of an official announcement. These are a Cabal Goliath tank building set, a Cabal Bruiser battle building set, and Aspect of Glass building set. The first two are very interesting in a couple of different ways. The description for the Cabal Goliath tank mentions being able to reveal its interior, which isn't something you can do in the game currently. In fact, you can only fight the Goliath tank during certain boss fights, but never control it. Then there are the 4 micro action figures included with the set, which could indicate they're connected. There's one for Commander Zavala, 1 Cabal Phalanx, and 2 Cabal Scions. Zavala's figure comes with detachable armor and answering cord auto rifle. Let's see, that set, just connecting Zavala and the Cabal in that way may indicate that the Titan Vanguard will be involved in a fight against the Cabal somehow. Maybe we're even going to command a Goliath tank with him at some point. We've never fought alongside NPCs in Destiny before, but this detail, as well as the one mentioned in the description of Cabal Bruiser Battle building set, strongly suggests Destiny 2 will have the feature. The Bruiser Battle speaks of a clash between the Bruiser's crushing strength and a master swordsman's skill. The swordsman in question here is Lord Shaxx, the Crucible Handler, and he's wielding Raise Lighter, an exotic sword already in the game. The description reads, Lord Shaxx prepares to pit his blade against the furious cleavers of a Cabal Red Guard. One other very interesting detail alludes to a big fight in the tower hangar. There's never been any combat in the tower before, but this makes it sound like the Cabal will attack the Premier, I think Premier is what they meant to write, Premier social space during the events of the story. The Cabal being a major focus in the Destiny 2 story is something various reports and leaks have mentioned before. A Cabal attack or outright invasion of the tower may be part of the game's story beats, considering the significance such an event could have. This would be awesome if they did this. I think it'd be awesome if Destiny 2 started with the tower being with an invasion in the tower. It would if they are planning on having us, start pretty much start from scratch with our loot and our gear and all that, then that's pretty much one way to do it, is have the Cabal invade the tower and it destroys the vault or something, you know, so it destroys everything that you have. And going back into the Dawning, when there was the gifts that you can open that had the fortunes in it, there was actually fortunes in there saying that that you have had to come to the defense of the tower and that you would do so once again. And at the time, yeah, it seemed pretty ominous and stuff. But now with this coming out too, it doesn't take a big stretch of the imagination to see the connection between those two. So it's definitely very interesting to see some of these pieces coming together of what we hopefully will see in Destiny 2. Me personally, obviously I don't think that this was any kind of like intended leak or anything like this. I think this is probably just probably just a little goof that Mega Bloks made. Like how it said at the beginning of this article that this wasn't even an actual it wasn't even an actual official announcement. So I think they just, maybe they need someone to start proofreading, you know, their stuff before they put it out to make sure that there isn't things like this in it. I mean, you could see how it could be an honest mistake that they put this in without realizing that it's not even in the games yet, you know. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see what comes of this. So with that, today is Thursday, so we will also be getting into This Week at Bungie, which has some interesting stuff in it. We're finally going to be getting, they finally give us a release date when we can expect the weapon patch coming up. Okay, so This Week at Bungie for February 2nd, 2017. This Week at Bungie, we're looking downstream. Amidst all the other unannounced happenings under our roof, the past few weeks have seen us working on the next download to Destiny. If you've been following the chatter here, you know that we're calling it Hotfix 2.5.0.2. That's not as catchy a name as, say, The Dawning, but this is not a new delivery of missions. For this update, we are making some essential changes to combat between Guardians, so a number will suffice. The closest we have come to giving a date for the launch of this vessel has been to say mid-February. Our best laid plans are to let it flow from our servers to your console on February 14th. Tuesday mornings have always been a good time for us to shoot the rapids. There is still one more week to spend talking about this one, and we'll do it live. Row your boat. Our Twitch set has been dark since the last time we warmed up the tech to race some sparrows against those agreeable blokes from Achievement Hunter. Today we're shaking off the dust to deliver some presentations to each other. We're using our own screens to share some future plans we can't even tease you with. That's right, we do internal Bungie only streams. Just imagine what we talk to each other about inside our own house. It's a good way to get everyone on the same page without dragging them away from their desks, where each of them wields their own special brand of magic. Next week, we'll be hosting a stream that you are invited to watch. We'll be unpacking the contents of Hotfix 2.5.0.2 in a live fire exercise. On the hot seat will be Sandbox designers Josh Hamrick and Greg Ping. Last week, we gave you a preview of their goals. When our Twitch channel sparks a light again, they'll delve deeper into the gory details. Sandbox up. Okay, so that's going to be, let's see. It says Sandbox update Wednesday, February 8th, 10 a.m. Pacific, twitch.tv/Bungie. So that is when you can watch the Bungie stream, where they will be streaming live. And they'll be talking about, it's going to be a live demo and presentation of the new Sandbox update that is supposed to be rolling out to us on February 14th, Tuesday mornings, as they said. Our plan is to talk about the different ways in which you fight in Destiny. What is the purpose for different styles of attack? How are they performing right now in comparison to each other? How is all that about to change? These questions and more are the ones they will be answering. Tune in and hang out. They might even answer your question. There will be data. There will be blood. So it's good that we finally have a release date for the weapon patch. This week we didn't get any more news on the eventual springtime update, the actual content update that we're supposed to be getting. So hopefully we will hear about that soon. With this sandbox update not coming out until February 14th, I would imagine that next week's TWAB will probably be about the sandbox update as well, so I'm not really holding my breath to hear anything about the actual springtime content update next week. So it might be a couple weeks before we hear more about that. Obviously, I mean, I'm stoked for a new sandbox, for a new weapon meta to come up. Me personally, I don't use a ton of shotguns. I mean, all I really want to see in the update actually is I fall in the line with the whole buff primaries, I'm a huge auto rifle fan. I like scouts a lot too. But when I'm in like Crucible, when I play PvP, I love auto rifles, and I would love to see auto rifles be the meta pretty much. I mean, I have heard when auto rifles once reigned supreme, but that was before I got into playing Destiny, so I have yet to see like a true dominance of auto rifles, and I think that'd be pretty dope to see. So we'll have to tune in next Wednesday, February 8th at 10 a.m. Pacific at twitch.tv/Bungie, and we will have to check out that stream, and then we should get the details behind the sandbox update, and we will be able to watch their sandbox designers play it live. So it's going to be dope, so we'll have to make sure we tune into that next Wednesday. So with that being said, that's pretty much going to do it for this week on Destiny Unplugged. Thanks for watching. You can follow me on Twitter at SportsNerd48. Keep up to date with everything on the channel. Hit that thumbs up button if you like the video. Make sure you sub to the channel for more content, and we will see you in the next one. Cheers.